Hi everyone, this is Sean from Bid4Assets. In this video, I will be walking you through how to participate in Franklin County, Pennsylvania's sheriff sale auctions here on Bid4Assets. A sheriff sale is a public auction to facilitate the sale of property that's been repossessed due to an unpaid debt. The proceeds from that sale are then used to satisfy that debt. In many cases, this sale results from a mortgage foreclosure. Now, the first thing you'll need to do to participate in this or any auction available on Bid4Assets is register for a free Bid4Assets account if you haven't done so already. There are no monthly fees required to maintain your account. It is completely free, and the registration process should only take a few minutes. To begin, you'll want to go to the top navigation bar on the bid4assets.com homepage and select Sign Up. From there, you will be prompted to provide an email address and create a password. That password will be what you use to log into your Bid4Assets account, as well as confirm bids. So be sure to make it something that you feel confident you'll remember. From there, you will need to provide some basic contact information, confirm your phone number, and finally log into your email account and confirm the email address that you've placed on file to complete registration. Bid4Assets has a video walking you through every step of this process. You can access that video by going to bid4assets.com/videos. You'll see here that we've got many videos walking you through the various steps of a Bid4Assets auction, including how to register for an account. Now, after you've created your account, the next thing that you'll want to do is go to the landing page on Bid4Assets for Franklin County Sheriff Sale auctions. You can do this from the Bid4Assets homepage by selecting the Sheriff Sales/Foreclosures link over here in the left navigation, or over here to the right next to our map. Next, you'll just select Franklin County from the list of sheriff sale offices available here, and that will take you directly to their landing page. Now, the first thing that I want to draw your attention to here on the landing page is the display up top that says sales date. Franklin County or any sheriff sale Bid4Assets hosts will usually hold a sale roughly once per month. And selecting the sales date tab will allow you to filter through auction dates. Right now, there's only one on display here for November 12th, but selecting the sales date will ensure that you only see auctions scheduled to be available on that specific date. Once you've selected the auction date that you want to view, you can use the arrows here at the bottom of the page to navigate from section to section of the auction list. Right now, there's only 2 auctions on display, as Franklin County's next sale date is a little bit down the road. It's scheduled to move forward on November 12th. Now, some auctions, when you go through the list, might be marked as stayed or postponed. An auction that's been stayed has been canceled, while an auction that's been postponed is being rescheduled for a later date. Leaving the Show Available Auctions Only box selected here in the top left-hand corner ensures that you only see auctions that are still scheduled to move forward. Now, it's important to remember that each auction date is treated as its own event and will have a deposit specific to that date. In other words, if you'd like to bid on one or more of the properties in Franklin County's November 12th sale, we've got 2 here, then you would only need to submit a single bid deposit. And in this case, it would allow you to bid on both of these auctions. But if, let's say, there's another sale date coming down the line in January, and you wanted to participate in that auction, you would need to submit a separate bid deposit to qualify you to bid on the auctions in that sale. So just to clarify this, it's 1 bid deposit qualifies you to participate in 1 auction date. but that single deposit lets you bid on everything that's available on that date. Another thing to note is that if you submit a deposit, but you end up either not bidding or not winning any property, you will have the option to transfer that deposit over to Franklin County's next sheriff sale. And you can do this after the auction directly from your Bid for Assets account by going to the My Bid Deposits section. So how do we actually submit a deposit? Once you see an auction that you'd like to bid on, go to that auction page. And one of the first things that you'll see is an orange button that reads, click here for deposit instructions. Selecting this you want to make sure that you're logged into your Bid for Assets account, but selecting that will allow you to move forward with the obtaining of deposit instructions. Before you obtain deposit instructions, you will be prompted to provide your Social Security number in compliance with the U.S. Patriot Act if it's your first time submitting a deposit with Bid for Assets. After that, you'll be prompted to provide pre-vesting info detailing how you'd like any potential property that you've won to be titled. Just like with registration, Bid for Assets has a video walking you through every step of this process. And you can access that video once again by going to bidforassets.com/videos. But once Bid for Assets receives your deposit, it will be processed and you will be notified via email and your Bid for Assets message center once you've been cleared to bid. If you do not win any auctions, then your deposit will be returned to you via a principal e-check that will come to the email address on your Bid for Assets account within 10 business days of the auction's close. You can print that check and take it with you to your bank, or you can scan it with a mobile app, just like a regular bank check. Now let's take a closer look at an individual auction page and talk a little bit about due diligence. The auction page has any available information that the sheriff's office can provide to assist you with your due diligence. Neither the sheriff nor Bid for Assets will have any additional information on the condition of the property or its title, including whether the property is free of any liens. It is very important that you complete your own due diligence before bidding on a property, including assessing the condition and value of the property, as well as any relevant information on the property's title status. Both the Sheriff's Office and Bid for Assets would recommend that you consult with an attorney before purchasing property from a sheriff sale. Bid for Assets CEO led a webinar on how to research tax sale properties, and much of the information in that video will be relatable and helpful for your sheriff sale due diligence. You can find that video once again by going to bidforassets.com/videos to see it, your due diligence, a guide to researching tax sale properties with Bid for Assets CEO. Definitely a useful resource to take advantage of. A key piece of advice I want to mention from that video here, however, is the importance of visiting a property whenever you can. Obviously, you don't want to set foot on a property, as that would constitute trespassing, but there's nothing preventing you from driving by a property and viewing its exterior, and that's a very worthwhile form of due diligence to practice whenever you can. Now, you may have noticed when we were on the landing page that the sheriff sale properties displayed there do not currently have a minimum bid. In fact, this one says awaiting minimum bid / upset price. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office will set the minimum bid for each auction in this sale based on their costs associated with taking the property to auction. Now, in addition to this minimum bid, attorneys assigned to individual properties in the sale will also be factoring in their own costs and set what's called an upset price. Something to keep in mind when thinking about these figures and terms is that you should ideally try to already know the maximum amount that you're willing to bid on a property before it opens for bidding, especially given that you will not know what the upset price is or what the minimum bid is often until the auction opens. that day. This is why individual research is so important when participating in sales of this type. Now, once the auction opens, you can go in and start bidding. You can bid along in small increments or place your maximum proxy bid and allow Bid4Assets' automated system to bid up on your behalf. Our system will ensure that you do not need to bid more than is necessary to reach the upset price and to beat the second highest bidder by one bid increment. In other words, placing your bid is a proxy bid is similar to having a number in your head when you go to a live auction, and our automated system will bid up to that amount on your behalf, but not over it. So with all of that in mind, let's talk a little bit about post-auction procedures and settlement terms. An auction settlement terms outline the amount of funds due and the timelines for payment on an auction. Throughout the lead up to the sale, the auction settlement terms will be accessible, both on the sales general landing page and on every individual auction page. You'll see here at the bottom where it notes the settlement requirements. And when you go back to the landing page, you'll see settlement instructions here below the property list. We strongly encourage you to familiarize yourself with the settlement terms, as you must have the funds available to meet the payment timelines outlined in them, or you will be in default and forfeit your bid deposit. When every available auction in the sale closes, you will be notified if you've won any of the auctions where you placed a bid, both via email and through your Bid4Assets message center. If you don't win any auctions, then no action is required on your part unless you want to roll over your bid deposit. As I previously stated, you can do that from your Bid4Assets account by going to the My Bid Deposit section. Once Bid4Assets receive settlement funds from all winning bidders, those are sent to the county along with all vesting information, and at that point, the county will begin recording your deeds to complete the sale. So to recap some key points, to participate in Franklin County's sheriff sales on Bid4Assets, you're going to want to 1, register a free Bid4Assets account. 2, visit the Franklin County Sheriff Sale landing page on Bid4Assets and select the date of the auction that you wish to bid in. 3, obtain deposit instructions and send your deposit for the auction or auctions that you wish to bid in. Remember, only one bid deposit is needed for each date. 4, thoroughly research the properties that you intend to bid on and place the bids when the auctions open. Additionally, read the auction terms of sale and settlement terms ahead of time, and be sure that you have the funds ready to complete the sale on any auction that you win. And finally, 5, if you are a successful bidder, follow the instructions in your post-auction email to complete settlement. Again, sheriff sales can be complicated transactions, so do your due diligence and consult with an attorney ahead of the sale. Bid4Assets is here to help with live customer service available over 40 hours a week, so always feel free to reach out to us by going to bid4assets.com/contact. You can also obtain our contact information by going back to the top navigation bar and clicking the Contact Us tab. That will provide you with our customer service team's email address and phone number. Again, we encourage you to reach out to us with any questions. Until then, we hope this video was helpful for you, and we wish you the best of luck in your next auction on Bid4Assets. Take care.